All right, good morning, everybody. Here we go. Let's do a little coffee run here. Boy, the last couple of days we've gotten kind of smoked, haven't we, in the morning? We have not had good mornings. I think today might be a little better, though. I think today I might just rip the freaking Band-Aid off and do what I should be doing instead of trying to warm up, right? Although the warm-up is kind of fun. It gives us a chance to chat. But let's just rock it, man. Let's just go out there with our 1,800 bucks and a little ATS, a little hard way action, and just kind of come out here, guns a-blazing, and hit this damn thing and get to work. What do you think? Let's do that. Let's go. There's my $1,800. There is 200 bucks back. We're going to take the 200 bucks and we're going to go with, I'll do them up here, the hard ways, again, so you can see the hard ways because I don't have this visible. There's 20 on the hard ways, and actually we'll do 10. We'll do 10. 10 on each. That's 40 bucks. And let's see, we'll do 60 bucks. I'll spend 100 here. We'll do 60 bucks on the ATS at this level. So let's do 20, 20, 20. Nice and easy, right? We'll do 20, 20, and 20. We'll burn an exact 100 bucks. There we go. Right? 60 and 40 is 100, $800 across. And just burn it, man. Just burn it. That kind of week. Here we go. Here we go. Set the hard ways up here and booyah. Good morning, AZ crap shooters. I think you and I are playing fantasy this week. I think you got me. Take it easy on me. That's all I got to say. My team sucks. I'm 500 in our league, but I'm no good. I have almost every receiver that I drafted is on IR. Almost every single one. I have nobody left. All right, there's a 437 on the come out. We're going to lose the 60 bucks here. I'll put it back out one time. I'll take my 40 bucks as change. And the ATS is back. What a bleed. What a bleed that is, right? It should be on the pass line. But here we go. Nice and easy, Johnny. Nice and easy. That's better. That's better. It's a hard 4. Okay. Too bad we're not working, huh? Let's put this down here. Let me type those two in. I didn't type the first one in. 4, 3. And then a hard 4. And then here we go. Let's light them up. Let's light them up. Ugh. Oh boy, 639, not a good throw. Not a good throw. It's a 9 though, and we will happily take that 9. That's a good one right there. 6-3, 300 pays 420, 400, and we'll do 425 for one of my nickels. 425 for 5 on that one. Okay, and of course we'll take it down. Take down half our bets. Back to the rack. The other half, we spread them out. Right, that's the Dallas drawdown. Go from $300 per spot to $150 per spot, and if we happen to burn here, I don't want to say so what, because it would still hurt, but it would only hurt for a few $100 bucks. Here we go. Let's get our second hit, and then let's just play out the ATS and the hard ways, and maybe a little bit of a cross betting, and we'll just see if we can get some fun out of this thing, huh? Here we go. Here we go. You're not even 500. You take it easy on me. He says, "Yeah, guess what, man? I got nothing. I had my number one receiver was Chris Olave, who had 2 concussions in 2 different first quarters. Like I totally got raped on him, you know. And I put everybody in. Just gets hurt in the first half. It's like I just have no luck. I've had games where I've scored 150 when everybody's healthy, and I've had games where I've scored like last week 87. You know what I mean? There's a 4. That's beautiful. That's a great, great outcome. 314, love it. With 150 on it, it pays 300 bucks. That's great. Minus VIG, of course, right? VIG would be 5 for that one, and 6, 7 for that. We'll put 10 bucks out there, and we'll take 3 change on that. That's an okay result, I think, right? Let's take it all down. Let's take it all down. We'll do some quick math, see where we are, and if we have a paycheck, which I think we might, we can go back out and keep on playing. I will replace the hard 4 when I'm all done here, okay? So let's go ahead and get these things colored out. And Do a quick rack check. There's 300 bucks in greens. And we'll do the blacks. That's 500. I'm not quite as fast as David, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of 500. So there's that. In the rack, there's our 4 purples, right? That come back to replace the 2K that went out there. Here's our daily paycheck, 500 bucks. I've got $53 left in my rack. That's excess. Plus, of course, we're playing out there, right? So I'm going to take this 53 bucks, okay? Of course, I'll keep the 3. I'll make these quarters look like nickels because I have to. We're going to put the $10 hard 4 back, which means I've got basically 35, 40 bucks here, okay? The best I can do with the 40 bucks, we're gonna grab a $10 5 and 9, and I'll grab just the 6 for $18 with 2 change. And that's what I got. If we catch a hit, we'll grab the 8, okay? Otherwise, we're gonna slow roll the whole thing. Really, we're looking for this. Give me a hard way winner here. Let's go. We're coming out. Puck is off. That was the 4. That was the point. Finish the roll out. And we got a 6 hard. 6 hard. Should have worked them. That's twice. That's twice we should have worked our hard ways in the come out, right? Ryan from Mark the Point is going, John, you dumbass. Right? Never turn the hard ways off is what he says. Never turn the hard ways off. Here we go. Let's see. Justice Jen taking over fantasy football. Audio is not good. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it's okay. This microphone is actually pretty good. So it might just be the way I'm talking. Here we go. Out in the point of 6, and we got us a 10 easy, a 6-4 easy 10. Now we don't have anything on it, right? I didn't make enough excess that rolled. It should be a 6-4. I don't have enough in my rack to cover anything else, right? So we're just gonna lose our hard 10, and that sucks, right? I'll take 5 off that hard 4 though, and just get it back. Like so. We're playing home run or bust here on the excess play. So we'll get the hard 10 back. So the hard 4 and hard 10 split. It's gonna burn the 50 bucks. I really want that ATS to hit off. That's what I'm hoping for now. Let's go. Ooh, stop rolling. Thank you. That's a 9. 5-4. Not a great throw again. 5-4-9. But we'll take the 15 for 1. 15 for 1 on the 9. And I can grab the 8 now for 18 bucks. I'll just get, now I'm all the way inside at least. The 6 and 8 are a little higher than the 5 and 9 are. At least we're feeling like we're not missing out on everything. Then we'll start doing some collects and some moving around, and let's make it happen. Oh boy, ugly. It's a 9. Look at that. Look at that. 6 tray. Sweet. Another 15 for my last one. 15 bucks for that one. And let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna put the 4 and 10 hard ways back up and take a profit of 5 bucks back. Again, anything that this 50 bucks generates is gravy, right? We're just doing this for fun while the ATS plays itself out. Here we go. 8, that's great. 5 and a 3. Good deal. All right, that'll pay $21. $21 on that 8. And I think what we'll do with that is let's make the 5 and 9 also look like 15 bucks. So that 66 inside, and I'll take a little bit of profito back to the rack there. And here we go. Boy, if we were playing the Horseman today, I would have whacked myself on the come out 7. I would have taken the don't pass on the 4. We would have had a repeater on the 9 at least, right? And that's it. And boy, we would have gotten torched today. Here we go. and I still would be waiting for my turn to do the drawdown. Funny how the warm-up thing works that way. There's a 5 and a 1, easy 6, 5, 1. Okay, so with 18 bucks on it, that'll pay 21. I am out of reds, really? Sorry for my reach. We'll get that. That'll pay 21. Now again, we lose the hard 6. I got to put the hard 6 back. There's the 10 bucks to replace it, and I'm just going to make the 6 look like 24, and bring back a nickel. Puck's off, and we're coming out. What a nice throw. Hard 8. Again, that's 3 times. I should learn my lesson. My goodness. 3 times my come out throw has been the hard way, right? With the hard 4, the hard 6, now the hard 8. Haven't worked them yet. What a dum-dum, right? But that's okay. That's okay, as they say. Here we go. Ooh, they kissed. 9. That 9 is hot sausage right there, baby. 6-3. Look at the 9, man. If we were pressing the 9 like bosses, we'd be doing great. All right, that'll pay 21, okay? And we will take that 9 now to $35. I'll take the whole thing up there. That's 35 bucks on the 9, okay? From 15 to 35 is one of my favorite 5 and 9 presses, especially when I've already pulled money off the 9, right? 15 to 35 is fantastic because the next one's going to pay that $1 that you got back from that is going to be your 50 for 1. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing if you can make it work. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get a black chip off that 9. That's the goal here. Let's make that 9 look like a black chip. 10, easy 10. 6, 4. All right, as we're here, we're off the 10. There's our 10 bucks to put the hard way back. Again, it's home run or nothing here on these bets. Home run or nothing on this 50 bucks. Come on. How about 11 and a 12 and a 2 and a 3? Where's my horn numbers today? They're completely missing. No horns at all. There is another 9. Oh, look at that thing. Wow. All right, let's do it. That's going to pay 50 for the 1, right? There's the 1. There's the 50. Okay. Now again, right? We can take the 50 bucks back and say, hey, that pays for what we started with, or we can be degenerates and make it look like 75, and I'll pick up with the other 10 bucks, the 10. All right, I'm just gonna put it out there. Just try and get black chips. Try and make something pay me a black chip here. Just gonna go. Just gonna go. Come on. I wanna see a horn number. Oh geez, they keep kissing. There's the 7. Blows it like a boss. He blows it. But we made an extra $11. Look at that. We made 511 bucks today. Who cares, right? When you're doing the paycheck like we're doing here, and the goal was already met. Just gonna have some fun with some excess. We basically burned 50 bucks, right? That's what happened. I burned $50. You can take the hard way and the ATS try along with that, I suppose. But in toto, we took 50 bucks and tried to get a black chip out of it. Didn't work. So freaking what? I'll take my paycheck. Put all the money back in the rack, and let's get that there, and we'll go back and talk. Let's come on back here. Let me sit down here and say good morning. How y'all doing? So. Where are we today? Today we're talking about the 5 and 9, right? Today's a 5 and 9 day, I think. What I'm doing, by the way, is I'm kind of taking us through this how to build a strategy thing, right? So we talked for a long time about all the gambling stuff, right? Like how to be a good gambler, if there is such a thing, and never did talk strategy. Today, or this week, I want to talk a little bit about how do you take all that knowledge, right? And how do you construct something strategic, right? Something strategic as a way to play. And so yesterday we looked at the 4 and 10 and all these different ways to play it. And there's more. I gave you like 5, right? Today we're gonna do the same thing with the 5 and 9. Just gonna take some 5 and 9 action, do a little bit of like, here's some alternative ways to play the 5 and 9 that I enjoy. And again, you take your favorite ways to play the 4 and 10, your favorite ways to play the 5 and 9, and eventually you make the way you want to play. That's your strategy, right? All these, and you give it a name. You got to give it a fun name, and that's sort of how that happens. So, you guys talking about how unclassy that I am? I have no class and no decorum. I guess that's what Jen's probably. Joe is super proper. Joe is awesome, by the way. Yeah, live in person, no one gets to wear earphones. All that. Yeah, I'm not tracking the. Oh, the funny thing is, I'm not tracking the chat. It's okay. It's okay. So what's happening here? I don't know. I was thinking about doing other games. I'm still working on, and then maybe this week's a good week for it. I've got some clarity in my schedule here. I might do the camera redo this week. And the thing is, I don't have this side of the table covered. Over here is where I shoot to, right? I shoot from stick right one, which I know on your view is reversed, right? But stick right one is over here. I shoot from here to that end of my table, and up there is the camera. This side of the table has no camera over here. There's no camera here, so you can't see anything other than behind me as I shoot. That's where the roulette wheel is. That's where the roulette layout's going to go. I'm actually having them recreate my layout for me, so it's reversible. So I have craps here with a field that I can reverse, and over here is going to be roulette layout that I can kind of reverse too, so the cameras will work. But that's not here yet. But I want to get the cameras anyway. I'm going to add games. I'm going to add some games. That's the thing. I want to add some roulette. I want to add some blackjack. As you know, I'm going through dealer training now at Casino Quest. So next week, actually, a part of the morning show is going to be a little bit of me practicing. So I'm going to start working on my chip skills as I'm doing the work here. So you'll see some of that stuff. Okay, so Royce, you went to the long weekend in Paulsbo, and the Clear. Oh, I haven't been out there. Where's my mouse? The Clearwater Casino is the one you got to take the ferry to, right? And let's see, their electronic crap station. Really? I knew they were putting those in. I didn't. Is it Bubble or is it the machine that just shows you is it a video game or is it Bubble? Let me know that in the chat. That's cool. You're going this weekend. Okay. I want to know about that, what that looks like, because we've had this conversation about the Class 2, Class 3 gaming here in Washington about what crap's going to look like. It's a bubble. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting because Washington casinos, all the electronic games, all the ETGs are bingo games, technically speaking. So I would love to know how Bubble Craps fits into the bingo thing. How do they fit it in? Or does it classify as a table game? Like, how are they classified? I want to know how they classify. I'd love to talk to them. Anyway, let's get to it here. Let's go. We did the 4 and 10 yesterday, right? We talked about, say, bet, a little collect, then press type of thing, the Crystal Dice D-Gen flip, the way I flipped them, the shotgun, the hardware parlays, and just shooting for color. All right? Today, we're going to switch gears and go 5 and 9, right? I'm going to zoom in here in a minute. We'll do the 5 and 9. Now, the 5 and 9 are interesting. They have some of the worst. Actually, let's just go that view now so we can see it. Let me go over there and we'll teach from the backside. The 5 and 9 have some of the worst house edges in the casino, right? On the craps table, right? They're 4%-ish house edge, which is not great, obviously, right? Which is why some people, and by some people I mean Heavy Haltom, Bo Parker, a lot of guys say just avoid it because the house edge is too high. I really like the 5 and 9. There are some of my favorite numbers to play. I'm gonna turn this light off here. Maybe get a little bit. There we go. I like the 5 and 9. To me, they pay interestingly enough that you can press them and have some fun with it as you're moving along here. So I'm a big fan of the 5 and 9. Now I have a feeling, and I know that obviously in the South, the 5 and 9 are auto buys. We're not going to talk about buying the 5 and 9 today, okay, like we did the 4 and 10. It's not prevalent yet. At some point it will be, where a $20 5 or 9, right, for a $1 vig will actually pay $30 like it's supposed to, right? True odds. We're not there yet. In some Vegas casinos, you can buy the 5 and 9. You have to ask for it. It's not automatic. Some casinos will refuse to bet. Some casinos don't know how to pay the bet. And for us as players, the pressing rhythm is different when you have the buy, okay? And a matter of fact, when we get to that point where that becomes a thing, I'll probably bring Ed Robinson on and potentially Heavy and have them talk about how to play the bought 5 and 9. We're going to play the regular 5 and 9 today. And I want to show you a couple of my favorite ways of going through and of betting them. Okay, here's Again, we'll do it at a couple different levels. I'll start you with a $10 five. We'll start with 10 bucks. Because here's the first interesting payment that you get, right? A $10 bet pays $14, okay? And you can see my rack here. Let's say we had some, well, I'll put 5 whites and I'll put 5 reds in the rack just so we have some change to play with here, okay? On this bet, what most gamblers do is this. You pay $1 out of your rack to get 15 bucks. You pay 15 for 1, we call it, right? You'll oftentimes do that because you don't want to have all the whites, okay? If you need whites in your rack, just do a same bet. If you want the whites out of your rack, do 15 for 1, either way, okay? Now, at this bet, okay, the same bet is fine. You brought back your bet plus a little bit extra. Not quite extra, right? That $4 versus the $5, the $5 what it should have paid, the $4 what it does pay, that's your house edge, by the way. But you're bringing back some profit. The same bet on the first one, the 5 and 9, is nice. You get back your money and you lock up something that number produced for you, which is nice, okay? The 6 and 8, kind of the same thing, but they don't produce nearly as well as the 5 and 9 do. I like getting a nickel, right? Basically on the 5 and 9 on the first one. I like that. Same betting the first time, not a bad call, okay? Once you're in that position where the bet's paid for, and again, I think all these moves that I talk about are things I would do pressing-wise after the bets are paid for, whether you paid for all of them or paid for one of them right here. Next time through, okay? Again, 15 for 1. Now check this out, 15 for 1, right? You could do a full press, okay? A full press. And the full press of the 5 and 9 takes it to $25. Now I want you to watch what happens here. It goes to 25 bucks. When that hits the next time, it pays 35 bucks. Okay? You've got your $10 back effectively. Okay? This lets you try this again. This pays for the next one. You paid for the one that's out there already, a little bit extra. This $10, these red caps, that pays for the next one. So your next bet on the 5 is already covered. I like that, right? And you can hammer it up to 50 bucks. Then it pays 70 bucks. Okay? What's fun to do here? You can look at this and say, well, let's take $100 off that table and put the $10 back, right? Bring a black chip home. You've already paid for it. You got a little bit of profit the first time. You paid for your next chance at it, and you got a clean $100 win. Okay? In 3 hits, you brought a black chip back. A black chip back. That's kind of cool. You could be Mr. Aggressive and leave the greens out there, make it a black, and take back 20. And what the 20 does, in my mind, is this. Paid for the bet that was out there. I paid for the next one. I paid for the 5 2 more times. Right? Take the reds and say, that's what I already have out there plus some profit. Yay for me. Right? I paid for the next one, the one after that, and the one. You get to do what we're about to do here 3 times for free. Think of it that way. Now, that's going to pay 140 bucks, right? We'll pay 140 for the 100, right? You can drop 10 to power press it. Again, the power presses are pretty cool, and take it to 250. Okay? That's hit number 4. The hit number 5 then pays 300 bucks, 350 bucks, and that is your purple chip. There's 150. Purple chip back to the rack. $100 still sitting there. Okay? That's a great way to grab a huge color change off of the 5 and 9 from 10 bucks. It doesn't take much. It takes 5 hits and your willingness to let it run, okay, with a little bit of this. It's not impossible. I've seen the 5 and 9 hit with friends of mine that are in the chat that many times. It's a really cool way to play it if you're going to be aggressive. Think about what you're doing in your rack. Get your money back first, a little bit of profit. The second one, right, press it to 50, and lock up another free chance at this whole thing. 50 pays 70, you got 2 more free chances and you're at 100. That's hit 3. Hit 4, go to 250, hit 5 is the magic, and you take a purple chip out of there, right? That's a beautiful way to play the 5 and 9. It's the hammer press, right? It's really coloring it up on the screen there. It's the purple chip express, or it's the color it up. Either one of those, you've brought back a black chip or a purple chip to your rack. The purple chip express and coloring it up from $10, pretty easy to do on a decent run, right? And that works at the $25 level too. A $25 5, as you know, pays 35 bucks, okay? Go right to 85 with that on the first one, right? The first one, you could also just take it back, right? Same bet, there's my money, there's a little bit of profit, that's hit 1, right? Hit 2, Cool. 35 goes to 60. That pays 85 for one, right? $85 for one, pays $84. 85 for one, and you can go right to 100. If you want to power press the second time, go to 150. Go right to 150 on that next hit. And where are you at? You're in the same spot you were before, right? Hit one, back to your rack with profit. Hit two, go to 150. Now you could take the 2 greens back and say, I get to try this 2 more times for free. Same mentality, leave $100 out there that pays 140, and you can drop 10 and go 150 for one, make it look like 250. So your next one is that 350 win, and there's your purple chip, right? In one less hit. From $25, it takes one less hit to get there. You're still at Purple Chip Town on the 4th one. Okay? And the 5 and 9s, they do that, right? Sometimes you get somebody who's knocking those things out, right? I know somebody in chat who throws a ton of 9s, right? That's a great thing, right? I like that way of hammering those things when you get your money back and you take the next hit to kind of pay for your next 2 times. You get to do that whole move for $500 twice for free if you think about the numbers working independently. I think not enough people think about the numbers as they work independently of themselves, right? And I think that's the thing we need to think about. If that 9 gave itself the chance, that's a pretty cool thing. All right, now, what about the G Money Special? It's up here on screen. We'll talk about the G Money Special. It's great. It works from even number bets, okay? So the G Money is this, right? You take a $10 5, it pays 15 for one. You got to drop $1 to make it even. It goes to a quarter. The next time through, it pays $35. The G Money Special is get your money back and something cool like 50, right? Rinse and repeat, take $50 every time, right? That's the G Money basic, right? What I often do from here though is I'll take that $50 and I'll make it look like this. I'll make it look like quarters or nickels rather, and I'll go to 40 with it, right? Or go to 20 with it. 20 is cool too. If you go to 20, you're taking back your initial bet plus 30 in profit. And again, you get to try the move again 3 more times, right? But 20 pays 28. You have to drop 2. 25, 30, and 20 is 50. So from 20, you go to 50. You drop a couple of bucks, you go to 50 with it. 50 pays 70. And again, you have $100 and the 20 you started with. Every time it does this, you get back what you started with plus 50, 100, whatever. Now from here, go to 40. Take back the $80. Go to 40 with it. 40, okay, pays 56, 55, $56. You would drop $4 if you have it. You can just drop a nickel, take the $1 back, same thing. And now you've got 25, 50, 75, 100. 40 for $6 or for $4 goes to 100. And the pattern repeats. 100 pays 140. Right? So you get back the money you started with plus the next level up. That's the G Money. From 20 to 40 to 80 to whatever. In increments of 20 or $40, you can do this over and over again. It takes 2 hits. Every time you get 2 hits, you're bringing back $50 or $100 or $200, right? From 40, we go to 80 typically, right? We'll go to $80 on it. And it's the same thing. There's 75, 80, which pays 112. Drop $8, looks like 200. 200 pays 280. You get 2 black chips and your $80 back, right? It's a miracle, right? I love that system. It's a slow roll, right? Because you're coming up and down, you're kind of ping-ponging a little bit, but the G Money Special is great. From increments of 20, 40, 60, 80, or whatever, that little power press in between, you always bringing back good color on the next one. It's a really cool one, right? We've shown you that. The double tap and regress is really cool. This is the way that our friend 10 Ton plays. And I love this one too because he's really aggressive with this one early. Okay, check it out. Let's do a 2-unit bet. We'll do a 2-unit bet, okay? If $10 was your unit, we'll do a 2-unit bet, okay? So 20 pays $28, okay? We will drop $2 out of our rack to make it even. We're gonna do a full press. 20 pays 28, right? You drop 2, that's 30, 40, $50 on the number. It goes to 50. Now check this out. It goes to 50. 50 pays on the very first next hit, it pays $70. You bring a black chip to your rack, you put your 20 bucks back, or put 10 bucks back and lower your bet below where you started. Okay, now you've got a color change in your rack. That's a color change. That's actually two color changes. You start out with 20 bucks, so you're 2 colors up, plus you got $10 in your rack. You can try the base move again. Now from here, once you've done the double tap, now you can run into something like the Purple Chip Express, or you go for the home run here. Who cares? Because you pulled black. You pulled black off of the simple bet. And again, at other levels, it's the same idea, right? Check it out at 50 bucks. A $50 5, if you can afford it, pays 70 bucks. Okay, drop a nickel. So it's 75 for 5. Okay, and what that looks like is it goes to 125. Okay, 125 pays 175. Take the black chip back, go down to a quarter, go from 50 down to 25, and what have you done? There's your 50 that you started the hand with. You got 2 black chips plus a little bit of juice in profit. This bet here goes Purple Chip Express. If it doesn't work, this one restarts the next hand at a clean quarter and goes Purple Chip Express. You've already pulled your initial plus 2 blacks, right? You think about the number independently from the other numbers, and you can work something like that. The double tap and regress, really killer way to play this thing. You got to start high, right? It's a lot like a regression up and pull, right? Where you take on a 1-to-1 bet, like on the pass line, the regression up and pull is a single unit bet. Regress your bet to pull your initial bet back plus a profit. On the next win, you go up. On the next win, you go up by 1, and you keep doing up and pull. This is the same idea. Start higher than you want to. Take the first hit, hammer it up, power press it 1 time, go to 125, right? And take the 175 and go back down to below your starting bet. You've got your money back, plus 2 blacks, plus an extra 1. That's a wonderful way to do this thing, right? If you can go to like, picture yourself at 320 across, where every number has 2 on it like that. You can pull that same move on all the numbers, right? Very cool way to play, right? That's another option there for you. And of course, you got the sister press and squeeze too, right? We can do the 5 and 9 together, right? And here's a way to regress them both, right? Which is kind of cool. 35. Let's play 35 like this. 35. $35 if one of them hits, right? Bring them both down to $15. Okay, you're out there again at 25 each. Well, there's your 25 each. There's your $5 in profit, and they're both now playing for free. They're both at 15 bucks, right? Which, as you know, pays 21, right? That's right there, going right to $35. Why? At 35 bucks, the next hit is $49, 50 for that one, right? So in 2 hits, you're bringing back 50 bucks on one of the numbers, and they were already paid for. So the sister regress on the 5 and 9 works really, really well when you're at the quarter level or whatever. That's where that thing works super good. It also works the other way. Okay, if you take, again, we'll do a $15 5 and 9. This is where it probably works the best. 15 bucks on a 5 or 9 pays $21. Okay, a sister press takes $10 to each number. Now they both look like a quarter. And if either one of them hits at 35 bucks, you've got your money back. They started at 15, there's your 15, there's your profit, and you're still at 25. Okay? If you start here and you press them both from 15, press them both evenly to $25, take the next hit. That paid for your 15 and 15 that you started with. You got a nickel in there, and they're at a quarter now. Boom. Take the black chip or Purple Chip Express now, right? These things are, the 5 and 9 to me are very interesting numbers to play. Once you get out of the hand, they're super interesting. They can feed each other in both directions really well. The 4 and 10 can do that, but the 4 and 10 I look at like more home runs. When they come, they're coming hard, they're coming fast, and they're doubling themselves up super quick, right? Those things, if they're paid for, you got to shoot black or purple on those things. The 5 and 9, you can rock it a whole bunch of different ways. And I love the sister regress. I love the sister press. Either way, you're here. You're getting your money back. You're getting profit on the second roll, and you're in a pretty good spot to keep going. So the 5 and 9, super cool numbers. And again, all these ways to play, right? You want to come out and go right for the 4 or 5 hits in a row and just rock purple's cool. You want to play the G money, that's cool. You want to do a sister press or a sister regress, that's cool. Whatever way I just showed you that kind of resonates, or maybe you've got your own way of doing it, is great. Once you're out of your hand, or once the number itself paid for itself, again, right, a $10 5 that pays 15 for 1 has paid for itself with profit. Now you're free and clear to do whatever you want with it. Same with the 9, right? You're free and clear once one of them hits, same bet it, do what you want. That number's covered. If you've already covered it all, like this morning's a good example. I did my daily paycheck, I made 550 bucks, right? From that point on, these bets are already paid for by the earlier win. They're all free and clear to do a home run or bust kind of a thing. You're not grinding from that profit spot. You're gonna try and use that as opportunity as the hammer. But again, all the different ways to play these two numbers, there's probably 15 more ways to play them. Those are my favorite ways to play them. And I go back and forth on which one I want to play in a given session, but those are the ways. The G money, the sister regress, the sister press, or just shoot the moon, right? Either way, these are fun numbers to play. Now, at some point, when we can buy them and not pay that enormous, and again, that VIG is enormous, right? You remember, a $15 bet should pay $45, right? Right? Or it should, I'm sorry, it should pay, 15 is the wrong, it should be 20, rather 20, right? At 3 to 2 should pay 30, right? You know that. That's what true odds would be. We're only getting paid 28, right? You're getting jacked for $2 on that hit. That house set is really impactful. That's why the 5 and 9 is ignored by a lot of people. When we get to buy status, where you can buy these things automatically, which I think is coming. I think it's coming countrywide. That will become a whole different conversation for us to have. How we play the 5 and 9 is going to change a little bit. Same ideas, but the numbers are different, the moves are different, and all that stuff. So there it is. There's my 5 and 9 combo for you. I hope that we get, like I said, I hope we get to a point where the auto buy is a thing. I know it is in the South. It's not there in Vegas yet. At some point it will be. At some point I'm fairly certain that Vegas will embrace the auto buy in the 5 and 9. For right now, you can ask for it. I know Harrah's will take the bet if you ask for it. I also know station casinos will not take the bet if you ask for it. So, you know, whatever. Your results may vary, kind of a thing. So let's run and look at some questions from y'all and see what we have in chat. I'm going to run through chat and just kind of see what's in here. And let's see. We've got, oh boy, look at all the chat. Nobody's putting PCs in front of stuff, though, so it's kind of hard to see for me. Let's see. Alfredo was giddy last night. What happened? Did Alfredo have something great happen on the? I didn't watch the shows. Let's see. Going through. Sorry, this is boring, but I have to read the chats this way. No one knows. Let's see. Let's go through. Live in person is different. Yeah, I hear you there. Vegas Day Tripper. You've been more aggressive in your hardways recently, going to 2 full parlay. Interesting. So the hardways are really interesting. We should talk about this because on the cruise ship, when I hit the parlay a couple times, I started them at $1 and I did a double parlay. One on the 6 went to 9, paid 9, went to 10. The 10 went to 100. Then I got my 1,000, right? So it was a double to get there. It's a $4 investment to do that, but it almost never happens, right? Which is great. It's a great side bet on a cruise ship when you're playing for 8 hours a session. It's a great side bet because you're not gonna destroy your bankroll chasing it. However, the way that Ryan does it, either from 5 or from 10, $10 is a one time. 10 goes to 100, 100 pays 1,000. You're in there two hard ways and you're done, right? But you got to put $40 up, like I did this morning, right? It's not cheap to do that. So I think the aggressive hard ways though happen more often than the ATS does. I really believe that. They're both tough to hit, but when we did the math with Michael Shackelford, he was showing how that worked. Double hard ways are definitely easier to hit and happen more often than the full ATS or even a side of the ATS. So it's consideration And again, bankroll decision, right? If you're loaded in the rack, you can take the $10 and do it once. If you're like me, you might go $1 and do it like that. So Jen is asking, let's see. Buying the 5 and 9 leads to, yeah, it does lead to a debate most of the time for sure. I'm working on this. I don't know that I can. What we have to do is this. And just kind of the way this works is Enterprise. My son works in Enterprise. We get the family discount. A truck, like an actual moving truck, they do not rent those one way. You can't get a one-way truck rental, unfortunately. It's only local in town. So we have to rent like a minivan. And so the minivan I can rent in Green Bay and return in California and fly back home. That possibly, I'm working on the numbers for that. I'll let you know when we're going to do it. I'm trying to figure out like a way to make this thing work so that it's feasible with work schedules and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll get some love from Zach. It won't be free, but we'll get some love from my son for sure. And yeah, Joe's the better judge of like how big that thing is and how it's gonna fit, and we'll figure it out. Let's see. Buy the 5 and 9 with vig on the win is less than 2% versus the 4. Right? When they get to that point, it'll change a lot of things. It'll change a lot of things for sure. I know it's gonna happen. I think people are actually kind of asking for it now. And I think one of the things is, if we go to the casinos and ask every single time, can I buy the 5 or 9? Make them say no, have the debate. But I think the more people that ask for that, I think it might shift it a little bit. I mean, we know bubble craps, you can do it for sure, right? Your next video shows nice fours. You have some pretty good chip porn in some of those Facebook posts too, so I can't wait to see the video for it. Let's see. Oh, this is the one that I did the 4s on. Oh my gosh, that day was crazy. I had 8 4s or 9 4s like that, and then I had to go to work. That was the best day ever. That was the most 4s I've ever thrown in my life. It was crazy. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's all I see. Dan says, see the hard way mob. I'll have to check that out. All right. What did we learn today? Skill. Whenever you ask me that question, it always bothers me. I love you. What did we learn today? Which means to me you didn't learn nothing, right? We learned that I'm not worried about teaching. I just want to have some fun, right? The 5 and 9, I really wanted to share. Let me go to final thoughts. I just wanted to share the way that I like to play the 5 and 9. And again, all the things I showed, they're all press moves. They're all hammer moves, right? They're all designed to be done after you're clear, right? If you do something that gets you clear and the bets are paid, boom. If you want to shoot for the stars, those are ways to shoot for the stars. If you want to do a same bet, you want to do the press and regress, right? That 10 to 25, take the 50, go back to 10. 10 to 25, take the 50, go back to 10. Over and over again, boom, that's fantastic. I love it, right? I love doing this, right? That same mentality, check this out, right? Take your $10 9, right? Drop the dollar, take it to a quarter, right? That quarter pays $35. You can go back down to 10, take the $50, do it a second time, right? Go to a quarter with it, okay? The next time it pays that, go to 35, take the 50. Now you got $100 in the rack. Your next one pays 50 for 1. Same bet that. The next one pays 50 for 1. Make it look like 75. You've got $150 in your rack and profit, $10 that you started with, and your next payment's going to be black, right? You can take these things and be super conservative, and in the same 4 hits that I'm getting a purple chip, you're collecting 2 blacks, right? You're more than whatever, halfway, 2/3 of the way behind somebody who's more aggressive, but you're bringing back great money, and you get to do it again, right? That's, I think, what I want you to get out of these sessions. When I do stuff like this, what I really want you to get out of these things, Skill, is to think about, I can't do that. Like, I don't want to do that. What I did earlier, the press, I don't want to do it. Or I like this. I like going from 10 to 25 and going back down to 10 and locking the 50. I love doing that, right? Lock the 50, get my $10 back. That's a beautiful thing, right? That's a great little move. I like that. I'm gonna do it all the time. My move on the 5 and 9 is gonna be $10 to 25, take the $35, go back to 10, lock the 50, and all day long rinse and repeat. That is so awesome. That's so awesome to do that all day long, right? Getting the 4, 5, 6 hits almost never happens. It does happen, but it's not like a reliable thing. The double tap of that number is a beautiful little way to play. I think it's a great thing to think about doing. And the 5 and 9, I like the way they pay. They're flexible enough that you can kind of do that. You know what I'm saying? You have options on those numbers to do all sorts of things. I think those are some fun things to play. The 4 and 10 are easier because there's just 2 to 1. You can just hammer. The 6 and 8 are a pain in the ass. 6 and 8 kind of suck. Frankly, the 6 and 8, to me, although they hit a lot, they're some of the worst ones to do this kind of stuff with because you don't get a chance to really go with them unless they go off, right? You almost have to sacrifice one of them to let it go to the purple level if you want to get purples off those things. They're just hard to get going because they hit often, but the press move isn't there like it is for the 5, 9, 4, and 10. So they're interesting. Tomorrow we'll cover 6 and 8, and I'll show you some ways to play the 6 and 8 that'll produce. I look at the 6 and 8 more often than not as the engine, right? Like they just pay often enough that you just kind of keep raking it in. Let the 4, 5, 9, and 10 be your things, right? The 6 and 8, just let them come. Just let them come, let them come, let them come. Press them a little bit, let them come, let them come. You catch 4, 5, 6s, or 8s in your hand, that's great. Take your money, but use the 5, 9, 4, and 10 to be the leaders, the big win leaders. I think that's interesting. And look who's here at the very end. Oh my God, my good friend, Charlie. I think Charlie was just on a cruise, weren't you? I'm going to try and where's my mouse? There it is. Well, 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 he says. Good to see you, my friend. So there it is. That is my chat on the 5 and 9. My audio is still a little off from the video. Is anyone? It might be. It might be. It's all wireless in here, right? Everything is wireless. So I can totally understand if my mouth and my voice ain't working. It happens, right? All right. JR says, peppering the boss with questions is bad as crowding the shit. I hear you there, right? However, can I buy the 5 and 9 is not like terrible. And they'll say no, or they'll say we're a break-in house, we don't do that. Whatever it is, right? They just ask the question. The more times that question gets asked, I think we start building up a little bit of, maybe it's our way. Maybe this is one of those things like the mid-mo yo that I've heard that now called twice in a casino, by the way. I've heard two stick people call the mid-mo yo, which is awesome. And by the way, when I start working at Casino Quest and I train as a dealer, I am 100% bringing mid-mo yo into the tables. Absolutely doing that. But yeah, the more often we do these things, right, the more often we can inject some of this into it. It just becomes part of the vernacular, and that's what we want. All right, I'm out, guys. Let's see. I have to go to the job and do the thing. So y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Tomorrow, 6 and 8. Friday, we're gonna put it all together. Friday, instead of Friday 5s, I'm gonna take the 5, 9, the 4, 10, the 6 and 8, and we're gonna put them together in different ways. We're gonna make like 5 strategies on Friday. That's gonna be Friday, 5 strategies. We're just gonna put them all together and we're gonna give them stupid names and we're gonna drive Ed crazy because I know that Ed hates strategies, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna take all the different ways to play them. We're gonna give it a name and we're gonna call it a strategy, and that's how we do it, right? Again, we're not incorporating any negative progressions or anything else. This is just ways to go right side and put your foot on the gas and have some fun with it, all right? I'm out of here, y'all. You have a great Wednesday. See you in the morning. God bless you. Bye.